I'm joined now by Hamoud Salhi. He's a professor of political science at the California State University, Dominguez Hills. Professor, this so-called pullback of non-essential personnel from Iraq, what kind of a move does that signal, and how serious is the motivation behind it?
It's very, very interesting. We shifted from tensions in Hormuz, where 4 tankers were attacked just 2 days ago, to now in Baghdad. The significance can be at 2 levels, or in 2 areas, or 2 scenarios specifically. One scenario is that the United States has credible information that the Iran threat is imminent, it's there, its existence, and it exists, and more than anything else, the British intelligence, other people who have other intelligence are wrong. So that's one scenario. The second scenario is that the United States is preparing itself to counter possible Iranian attacks or pro-Iranian attacks in the region, and this is to deter Iran from doing anything that it sees the United States might react to. Specifically, the Iranians' response to Americans' presence in Hormuz and in this area, and the increased tension is, as many have suggested, is to go after the allies, United States allies in the region, which, as we've seen, judging by Hormuz, that the United States is not ready to go and attack Iran just because United Arab Emirates or the Saudi Arabia's interests are attacked. So from that perspective, it could be another signal that we're moving to another level of tensions between Iran and United States, and that Iranians are preparing to attack targets in the United States or pro-Iranians targeting American interests.
Now, Professor, Iran has come out and said that it does not want to go to war. The U.S. president did clarify and say the same thing, but are others in the region concerned, and is there anything they can do to prevent further escalation?
Well, you have mixed also statements. You have the foreign minister of United Arab Emirates, he said that we want to decrease tensions, we don't want it to go to war, but the UAE foreign minister also stated that Iran has to change its policy and went ahead and talked about the Iranian threat that the United Arab Emirates see or perceives. Saudi Arabia is on board. I think the mood at this time is that there is a real threat, what will against, or a real threat of escalating tensions, and most of it related to outside areas, Yemen, Syria, and the United States finding a way to get attention away from domestic problems. In addition, there is pressure within Iran, domestic Iran, that want to pursue nuclear option, and this could be comes against what the United States sees or the rest of the world. I don't see at this point that the region will play a role in minimizing this threat. What's very, very sort of puzzling about this is that the United States had to withdraw or has asked its citizens to leave Baghdad, which signals that the Baghdadi government or the government in Baghdad is not able or not willing to secure American forces in Iraq, and that speaks volume how the region is seeing this conflict. What's really sort of puzzling is how events are unfolding, and the other thing on the background is that how President Trump makes decisions a lot of times are seen as are not sort of rational or quick, and but he also we've seen him reversing decision in the past. This latest warning is not new. We've seen this back in September in Basra. So there are precedent to this, but there is tensions, and the games have changed in recent months.
Professor, very quickly, about 30 seconds left. I just want to ask you if you think that there is any possibility, given the heightened tensions and the back and forth, of a potential miscalculation that could lead into something more serious, like a military conflict.
Certainly there is that possibility, but I think at this point it's still a long ways. I don't see it happening very soon.
All right, Professor Hamoud Salhi, thank you so much for joining us.